ready for my arrival, worm.
たとえ世界が全てを燃やそうとしても
Uh-oh. Charlie's got his gray shirt on. Something bad must be happening. Because black shirt is like really bad usually. White shirt is like casual talk. Gray shirt, something serious is going on.
Didn't realize that.
I'm just joking. That's not. There's no color coding to Charlie's shirts or anything like that. I'm just joking. But yeah, he would. Yeah, but I could also make the jokes like, wow, Charlie went all out today and actually put on a gray shirt instead of a white one like he always does. But yeah, Charlie is here with a video making basically. The internet is always. We creators are always having to fight for things. Well, creators like Charlie, creators like us, you know, like, we do commentary and reactions. Charlie does commentary and reactions. Charlie also does a lot of gaming and stuff like that, which we are, like, hopefully going to start gaming more here, like, around October. And also next year sometime. I mean, just depends. But, yeah. So, don't be fooled by this, is what Charlie says. And, yeah, I mean, Charlie's usually pretty level-headed and someone whose opinion I respect on a lot of things. There's sometimes he's spoken out on stuff and I've just been like, it's a bit much in terms of his presentation. But honestly, I mean, yeah, I'm down to hear what Charlie has to say. I mean, how about you, man? You want to hear what Charlie's gonna warn us about? Probably some other bullcrap law that people are gonna have to fight against. You know, like COPA and all that, CISPA and all.
There actually is stuff going through right now that's not good at all.
Yeah.
There's like a Child Protection Act that's going through in the United States that's gonna screw up a lot of stuff. It's basically going to make it to where you have to show face identification for, like, anything online. Completely remove anonymity from the internet.
Yeah.
The UK is trying to ban VPNs.
Once again, we go down this rabbit hole of censorship and... Well, somebody please think of the children, do you?
Yeah, I literally picture, like, a heinous villain antagonist being like, but think of the children. Like, as they initiate, like, horrible things in the name of, but think of the children.
I imagine Maud Flanders from friggin' Simpsons. Won't somebody please think of the children? It's like, why don't you? Why don't you parent your children better? Why don't you actually teach kids about the dangers of the internet instead of expecting, you know, life to have guardrails? Is that so fucking hard?
It's because it's not the parents' fault, it's the government's fault, because what happened is the internet gave us too much and they don't want us to have that much.
And that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
The internet is here and it's a tool for us to use, and the fact that you parents out there don't want to go through the effort of actually, you know, looking after what your kid does online, instead you just want to give them an iPad and let the iPad babysit them for like 10 hours. It's like, and you wonder why your kid is neurodivergent and can't talk to anybody. That's why
the government starts taking everybody's freedom away over it.
Yeah. Anyway, don't be fooled by this, Charlie says. Let's see what he's talking about.
If I asked you to give me your ID to watch this video, provide some form of identification, what would you tell me? I hope your answer...
Hold on, I got it right here.
So he's literally talking about what I was just talking about?
Yeah, here's my identification.
be a resounding no, telling me to go eat dirt. Because that's not just like some kind of innocent, annoying question. That's legitimately just an assault on your freedom. It's an extremely scary and concerning direction the online space is heading. No longer is this just the wacky Wild West of the World Wide Web, where Timmy Turner once surfed on an email in Fairly Odd Parents. Now, it is actively being censored. We're seeing that happen a lot. Censorship is spiraling, especially in video games, with Collective Shout getting Steam and itch.io, two separate platforms, to remove hundreds and hundreds of games that they deemed highly harmful and, you know...
I'm sorry, but a creditor or an organization that works with a purchase thing has no right to determine the moral fervor of customers. Period. End of story. Watch Steam, like, literally...
Yeah, it's happening.
I know. Watch Steam do, like, Steam Pay here in, like, the next few years. They'll form their own thing and basically, like, run afoul of, that collective, and basically just be like, yeah, we're not working with you. Fuck off. And in all honesty, I think that's what they should do. I give it a couple years, and Steam will do that.
Deplorable, so they had the Visa and MasterCard come forward, threaten to pull out of them and bully them into submission. They got them in the fucking headlock, so then they just went belly up and played ball, removing all of these titles, which, by the way, was not just freaky gooner games. In itch.io's case, people have learned over the last few days, tons and tons of games have been de-indexed that didn't have any porn in them at all. So it wasn't just like rape and incest weirdo games. It was any game, or mini games included, that are just darker themes, that have more like adult themes in them with no like sexual content. It's absurd, and it's something everyone could have seen coming. Anyone with a functioning frontal lobe could tell you that censorship is not something to be celebrated. When you try and target low-hanging fruit, something easy like gross, disgusting porn games that are all about like incest and shit, you'll get a lot of clapping seals like, yippee, you saved us. But what they don't realize is that it doesn't stop there. That is just the beginning.
No, it doesn't. Once again, the slippery slope is a real thing. This has been talked about time and time and time again.
Yep.
What do humans always do? It's like, this is obviously bad, but there's all this other stuff that we don't like either. Let's just take a little bit more. Let's just take a little bit more. Let's take a little bit more. Let's take a little bit more. Let's take more and more and more and more. And eventually, you've censored everything you don't like. And you've basically just... You've
and then people come back around and they start censoring everything that you like that they don't like.
Yeah,
and it gets done back to you.
It's
and
like,
then you'll feel really fucking smart.
Oh my god! Tell you what, are we going to start censoring the Bible now? Because there's incest in the Bible. There's incest in the Bible. There's murder in the Bible. There's all these horrible things that happen in the Bible. Are we supposed to just pretend those don't exist? I'm a Christian, and I believe that we should take the Bible as what it is. But here we are, saying, oh, we know better than everybody. No, we don't. You have no right to determine what a consenting adult, you have no right to determine what a consenting adult can and cannot do. And you're forcing it on everybody because we just want to protect the children. No, you don't. You want to submit other people to your will. Go fuck yourself.
That just opens the door, so that way they can censor even more. It is absurd and out of control, but I'm going off on a tangent. The point is, the internet is under attack in a large way, across the board, not just in gaming. I'm sure all of you have seen what's happening in the UK right now with their Online Safety Act, where now to access a myriad of content, you need to provide your identification. That's not acceptable. Just like we were all taught growing up, never take candy from a stranger, don't talk to strangers, say no to that kind of shit. You should also be taught to say no to this too. You should not be providing your ID willy-nilly online. That is not something that should just be loosey-goosey.
It isn't. It isn't. This is why I don't show my driver's license on camera on here or anything like that, because dude, even my passwords and stuff like that. This is why whenever I type in my passwords and stuff, I hide the keyboard behind the the drop in here, and I type stuff out there, and I like don't move my hands a lot so people can't figure out what I'm typing. And literally, it's just like this is the stuff that I do to protect myself, as you should, because the internet's filled with a bunch of people who just want to scam the shit out of you. It happens all the time. It's like, oh, provide your ID if you want to watch this content. Thanks for giving us your ID. Now we have all we need to commit identity fraud. Next thing you know, there's a $50,000 charge on a credit card that you didn't get, and guess what? It's going to be on your your credit history for the next 10 years, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
In the world, oh, here's all my personal identification here, yeah, take it, that way I can access fucking Wikipedia. By the way, Wikipedia is actually affected by this. Now, in some cases, it's not providing an ID, it's instead providing your face. It will scan your face, so you're giving them your biometric data in that case. Again, big time no-no. I shouldn't be the one to come in here and teach you why privacy is important, but I hope somebody has. This is not a good thing. So in some of these processes, it's not always required to give your full ID and your like fucking, credit card statements or anything. Instead, some may ask to like scan your face and everything. Also still frowned upon. You still shouldn't do that either. This bill was paraded around like it was some righteous, legislation that was aimed at protecting kids from accessing harmful content online, specifically porn. I'm sure a lot of you, if you've got your thinking caps on, if you're activating neurons, can probably recognize a pattern since basically the beginning of time, the beginning of the internet here, where porn is always used as this ultimate boogeyman. It's the Galactus level threat that they always have to pass legislation to combat. And to people that don't want to do any thinking and would rather have all their thoughts put into their head by the government on what they should and should not support, it sounds like a nice notion. You don't want kids having access to harmful content like porn online. That makes sense, but this...
I agree with that. I don't want that, but at the same time, the internet is a utility that needs to be monitored by the parents.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be monitored by the parents. Teach your children what is right and what is wrong. That's all that it takes. But yet, good lord, the government just being like, oh, no, that's too much work.
Second, you make like George and get a bit curious and, God forbid, get into your ponder stance and start thinking and look into these type of pushes, you will recognize the goal is not to protect kids. It's not to protect anyone from anything. These are called Trojan horses, where they push these through under a false pretense like this with so many huge detrimental consequences attached to it that impede on your freedom. They use this idea of protecting kids from harmful content as a way of getting this bill across the line that has really bad stuff in it. There is nothing good
100%.
about handing over your freedoms. And it's even more sad how few people even recognize it happening in front of their face. And even beyond that, even more pathetic is the people that are happy about it, that don't mind giving away all of their personal information. This act was not about protecting children from accessing porn. It did not just require ID to be provided for porn sites. It was required for anything that they deemed maybe potentially opening up children to harmful content. That includes Discord features. It includes some forums. It includes Twitter. It includes Reddit. Anything that could even be moderately argued opens them up to like adult content or harmful subjects is hit by this, requiring them to have age verification in place where you will need to provide an ID to prove you are 18 years or older in order to grant access to that. You know the whole meme of like, oi, you got a license to be breathing that air? Where it's all about like how over the top the UK is with this kind of bullshit. Well, now it has become beyond parody, where you actually need a fucking license to send Discord shit. You need a license for Wikipedia articles, basically. Wikipedia is being hit by this, by the way.
It's like the war against the Internet Archive. It's like all the The Internet Archive is literally an online library that doesn't make any money, that doesn't do anything. All it is an archive of the Internet. It literally has snapshots, like with the Wayback Machine and all that. It's literally like a wealth of knowledge that if it didn't exist, then a lot of people wouldn't know about things of the past on the Internet. And a lot of people wouldn't have access to certain things once again, it's a war against information, and it is a war against the freedom of information. The freedom of information that we, as internet users, which the internet is a utility, this amazing thing that connects us all and makes it to where you are watching us right now and is allowing us to post all of this the internet is an amazing tool. And once again, I understand certain limitations when it comes to that, but it has to be on a personal level. It can't just be a cascade that's just like, oh gosh, it's so stupid.
Way. And they're trying to plead their case here about how detrimental this is, trying to bring some kind of sanity and reason back to the UK here in some capacity. I know this word gets tossed around a lot by a bunch of Redditors when tipping their fedora at anything they don't like, but this actually is dystopian. This is preposterous. This was never designed to protect kids from accessing harmful things like porn. It was designed for control and surveillance of their citizens. And it's being proposed in the US as well. If you thought this was an exclusive thought process just for the UK, you're very wrong. America would love to get their fingers in our buttholes as well. And we now have the Kids Online Safety Act that has been reintroduced in late May.
Yeah, I heard the COSA Act, basically. That's what the short adage of it is. This is absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And you want to know when you've messed up? Whenever both sides agree on it. As a matter of fact, it's like, especially like the people who have been in power for a long time and have been working to get shit like this passed, when both sides agree on that, you know something is going on, dude. You know something's fucked up.
That aims to do something very similar here. It's a very common tactic where these proposed legislations will have things like, we have to protect the children. You know, another classic meme, think of the children. Well, it's a meme for a reason, because it is the go-to strategy for a lot of politicians, because it's very easy to drum up support under this false pretense. It is not about protecting kids. This isn't actually trying to stop kids from accessing porn. It is a convenient way for them to control your information and spy on you freely, openly, and easily. It is all about surveillance, control, and censorship. And all I can do is sit here and cross my fingers and toes while kissing a rabbit's foot that we are lucky enough that this will be shot down as it has in the past in this country. But it's not guaranteed. Obviously, most people don't want kids accessing porn. And in an age where information can spread so quickly, so wrongly, there's a lot of people that might hear the tiddlywinks about this bill, think it's doing something that it's not, and support it. It's very possible. There's never been an easier time to get some really damaging, freedom overturning bills passed than right now, because you control so much information so easily, and most people don't bother to spend even a fucking iota of a second researching any of the topics. It's just a really concerning mix of ingredients here for like the possible perfect storm of no longer having an internet that you can access without providing identification. For some reason, it's become highly accepted and normalized that the internet is expected to cater to children being on it completely unsupervised. And while that does happen, that is the fault of the parent, and the blame lies solely on the parent refusing to do their job in raising their own fucking kids.
Exactly. This is the crux of the whole argument. And it's like, God forbid you tell a parent to take care of their goddamn kid, and not just babysit them with an iPad or babysit them with an Xbox or babysit them with like a TV or anything like that. God forbid the parent actually do their job and actually raise the child.
It is not the internet's responsibility to do that for them. Now, I know it's been very common for parents to just sit their kids in front of an iPad, creating these iPad kids, setting them up for failure, really, by refusing to actively be a part of their life and raise them. But that doesn't mean that the internet needs to step in and change to do it for them. There needs to be the onus placed back on the household, the parents. It should be once again in charge of raising their kids. That's how it used to be, and that's how you had normal people develop. Not like this. Not under the thumb of the government sticking its nose in your business. It is terrifying. Why have we just gotten to the point where we excuse bad parenting and instead force the internet to be the ones to be the parental figure, where everything is like babied to ensure a kid doesn't accidentally access fucking Wikipedia or something? It's completely preposterous. And on top of that, it's downright dangerous for everybody. You shouldn't be providing your identification and all of this data like this. It's just not good.
No.
And I really hope we don't see it come to America. I wanted to put all of this on your plate here, put it on your radar, because this is not something good. Don't let the propaganda fool you. It is not aiming to actually protect anybody or anything. It is solely for control and surveillance, trying to get more data from you to monitor your activities and ensure you are the drone they want you to be. This is not a good thing. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. That's it. See ya.
Yeah, I've actually been in a pretty shit mood today about all that.
Mm-hmm. It's freaking ridiculous, dude. It is absolutely ridiculous.
And one of our staff said, this is where I remind everyone that a short to the point message to your representative is a very good thing to do.
Yes.
For you to encourage others to do. So, send a message to your representative. This Child Act is not about protecting kids, and we don't want it.
Agreed. We don't need it. Never have.
I have to look up how to do that, because I'm going to have to do it myself, too. I don't think I've ever sent a message to a representative that I can talk to about this.
Fighting back against COPA and fighting back against CISPA and like all the different ones that came through. We lost the battle with COPA because of COPA compliancy here on YouTube. Like we had to change, but CISPA got shut down, thank God. But yeah, there's a lot to there's a lot to these laws that people again just don't want, like they don't want to think about it because, you know, it pulls them out of like their stupor. It pulls them out of the ignorance is bliss. Whereas we need, like, whenever the fight comes to our doorstep and we have, and like there are things that we must do to protect the future of freedom on the internet and freedom of information and freedom to conduct ourselves however the hell we want, we have to fight back. We have to. To fight back is just part of our, like, it's part of, like, what is necessary to maintain what we have and not lose more and more and more every year, because they just keep chipping away at it. This very slowly, like with a very fine needle, just keep chipping away at it and thinking we won't notice. And the people who make the laws don't represent us. They don't represent us, they represent themselves. I hate to say it, but that's how most politics are nowadays. Everyone who wants to claim, oh, I support this side, so therefore I'm on the right side of history. Oh, I support this side, so therefore I'm on the right side of history. No, you're both oblivious and you're both dumb. You're both, it's a different kind of dumb. And I hate pointing that out because there's people who I know on both sides, and it's just like diehard support for one side or the other. It's just like this is how they get shit like this pushed through. Mm-hmm. They don't want a united populace thinking critically and understanding like, oh, this is what's going on. No, they want a bunch of nodding heads that's just going to be like, yeah, you do whatever you want. You're the government. You know better. You know what's best for us. But anyway, that was Charlie talking about censorship on the internet again, and hopefully this will lead to this getting shot down, because it does not need to exist. It does not need to be. We the people of the internet say nay to this law. Nay. No. Never. But anyway, I think that's going to do it. So everybody, I thank you all very much for tuning in. If you want to see more from Charlie, click up here. If you want to see more from us, click here. If you want to see our D&D campaign, click here. If you want to see a random video given to you by the YouTube gods, click in front of Nick. And I guess till next time, I am Nate.
I am Nick.
Be good people. Take care of yourselves. Peace.